Can you hear me now? Joe voice EXE. Why does OBS always switch off my mic? Why is it gotta be like this? Hi everybody, good evening. Hi Fox, hi Ari, hi Nire. Congrats on the first, by the way, Ari. And hi there, Violet, Bunani to you too. I'm glad you guys are still enjoying the opening music because it's not changing anytime soon, most likely. And yeah, Ari's got that artist badge because Ari made me the wonderful stinger, so. And you're still in the train during Joe 13-year-old art. It's okay. Just imagine that my 13-year-old OC is sitting next to you in the train. And then you'll be able to get into the right mindset for today. So yeah, for those who didn't realize yet, today we're gonna be working on my VTuber for 13-year-old me again. Just then say hi to Omni. How you doing? So last time we did the concept, we did the design, we did the line art. So today we're gonna have to figure out the colors, and that's gonna be hard because there's a lot happening in this design, and by a lot I mean a lot on this seat. Then just imagine my OC sitting there instead of your bag, okay? So basically, let me just move straight to the drawing screen because I think before we get started, we need to take a moment. Let me move this over here and make this big again. Just a moment to just like revise where we were at. Here, if you haven't read it before, these were the the qualities 13-year-old Joru would have wanted in a VTuber or self-insert, your choice. And on the right is the line art we made. Now the thing is, when we're thinking of colors, there are several ways we could go. Considering there's like every element, this could be just like a rainbow disaster. But I know 13-year-old me. And just like 13-year-old me would tell me, put more wings, 13-year-old me is also telling me, make it purple. make it like primarily purple and like I don't know, add some blue, add some pink, like the rest you can figure out. but probably add a lot of purple to this, and I think the purple is the way we need to go. I'm not sure what we're gonna do with all these gems. Like, should we keep them all one color? Should we just like mix the colors up? Should we have a bit of party with it? But I do know that for the clothing, it should be primarily purple. For like the hair and the eyes, like I mentioned before, it's gonna be blonde, it's gonna be green, and it's gonna be exactly like 13-year-old me would want to be. So, so actually, let's just start out doing some of the easier colors, like the ones that don't require us to go into too complicated design just yet. In 13-year-old you gotta have all the gem colors. No, but the thing is, 13-year-old me definitely had preferences for gem colors. Like I said, there would technically be multiple outfits. Mix it up. Okay. We'll see how we can figure this out. Let me just start putting in the basic colors though. Oh, that's not what we want. Hold on. There we go. So let's start putting down some skin color first. You know, like the easy parts of the picture. The things that will be will not require too much brain energy yet. So starting with the skin, fairly pale. It's not like I had a tan. I'm losing 4G already. Oh no, I have to come back later. Oh, see you later. Okay, Niru. Choo. Hi there, Leia. How you doing? Haven't seen you in a while. I hope you've been good. Okay. And then let's do another quick layer for the hair. And we might have to like fiddle with this later, like which color we use in like relative to other colors, like keep it balanced, you know. But that's a bridge we'll cross when we get to it. For the time being, though, I guess this might still be part of the hair. It's been a while since I did the line art, so I'm not actually sure where things end anymore. I've been busy with a lot lately, so I did a reboot and working on Artifarty. It's loud. This looks awesome, though. Thank you. This is my OC for 13-year-old me. We're doing a bit of a blast from the past, and if 13-year-old Chuuni me wants an OC, what would she look like? Well, she would look like this. Um, is what we're doing today, basically. Today we're gonna figure out how we're gonna color that, and that will be its own adventure. We will just have to like go on together. Forgot to tell you in Discord, but in about an hour I'll be gone. Oh, okay, of course, of course. Don't worry, the trash has to be taken out or retrieved, I suppose. Oh, well, get the trash to the curb. Okay, for a second I read from the curb and I was like, not sure why you're retrieving the trash, but I mean, sure, that checks out. I believe in that. Okay. Now, for the eyes. Let's see if we can just do this on top of the line art layer. Just carefully fill these in. Gosh, old OCs, I wrote my first OC, I wrote them in a paper for school, and my teacher was like, I literally wrote boy stuff to my poor English teacher and got a C. Oh, oh man, I made my English teacher sit through my rather terrible fantasy stories most of the time. They didn't even have my OCs in them, but they weren't necessarily good. Like, I even made my poor English teacher read all of my NaNoWriMo projects, aka all 50,000 words of it. I mean, I still think that was kind of a cool story though, so it wasn't terrible. Though in hindsight, I'm like, oh god, I made my poor English teacher read a lot of stuff for that. 50,000 words, that the poor woman. The poor woman. I think she thought it was mostly okay, as far as like a 15-year-old will is able to write like a fantasy masterpiece. Um, mostly not. Okay, so these are like the basic colors we're gonna work with. So next, actually no, let's do the other obvious parts like the wings and stuff first. Like we know there's one good wing and one evil wing. So let's put the light colors on the good wing side. Oh, I miss a spot with the coloring here. Come on. Yeah. There we go. Missed that little spot. I mean, we shouldn't be too neat with this because if we're gonna be like finicky about where things go, it's gonna take like 10 years to finish. um, so here we go. Evil wing. Excellent. Just what we want. I should read well, Michi. Horrible. Bad OC. I mean, I encourage everybody to like engage their inner 13-year-old and just like embrace the terrible OCs you made. Because now you have like the art powers to make it happen. That's something I highly encourage everybody to do. Just embrace it, bring them out, and make your 13-year-old self very happy with the fan art they never received. I fully encourage every single person to try so. Okay, and here we've got the Batwing, which is also evil, obviously. Yeah, show them to the world. In fact, if you have this old OC art, I also just encourage you to show it to us. I love seeing old OCs. I mean, last time I showed you guys how I used to draw myself. So honestly, no shame here, okay? It's all good. Okay. So now we've got the easy parts out of the way, aka the parts that have like a more or less determined color. So next I think is purple. Was MS Paint. Yeah, I feel that. Like, unfortunately, some of my oldest stuff is kind of lost to the ages. Um, because there's also MS Paint on like laptops that are like far lost and gone and broken nowadays. Okay. Yeah, this. Let's not lie to ourselves. This is the purple 13-year-old me would have wanted. So this is definitely the base color we're gonna have to be working with. Like one way or another, we're gonna have to make this work, okay? Okay, let's go. And we'll figure out the rest as we go along. Because I think this rough shade of purple has always been my favorite color. Is even now. It's still my favorite color. But it's a hard color to design with. I would have to try and find out through Neopets. Yeah, unfortunately, my oldest Neopets pictures are like dead and gone because I had a Neopets fan site on FreeWeb, of all places where I hosted my art. But unfortunately, FreeWeb started purging all then inactive websites. So like my oldest art is all gone now. Okay. But yeah, like this is easily my favorite purple out of all the purple possibilities. So I think that's this. Yeah, this has to be our main color. Then what we're gonna go with for most of the outfit probably. And what we do after that, that's a concern for later. We're gonna have to like try to find some good complementary colors, try to figure out how we deal with this ungodly amount of gems. But that's for later. There we go. I like the purple of the wind. Yeah, that's a good purple too. This is like the evil purple. My in remember the one webcomic I had where the main character finds out she's actually a demon princess? She had wings of this color purple. So I agree. Speaking of this color though, I think we should bring it back into the main design somewhere. But I'm not sure where yet. We'll get there sooner or later. Now we need to start thinking of accents. I think if we do a pink like this one, it could work. Because if we just do purple all the way, it might be very, very heavy. So let's start adding some pink here and there. If you want accents, just use your own. That's impossible. I can't paint with my accent. Yeah, maybe a little like this. Maybe you can put this here. That kind of works. It kind of works. And then maybe the gloves could be pink. Or maybe just on one hand. Should I switch up the boots? Or keep the boot purple? Maybe. Or maybe I can add like an accent of pink to just one part of the boot. Oh. I think we're getting somewhere now. Basically, we're gonna like try to spread this pink around a bit so that like it comes back enough into the design to make it work. to give balance, make it feel like a proper accent color. Yeah, I think we can make it come back into the boot like this. This is how I do most of my color, by the way. I just like start spreading them around and then I start adding accent colors wherever I see fit. So let's do that on the other side as well. Here we go. A little bit of pink over here. And now things are slightly more balanced than they were before. But I just realized I have to figure out what color I make the tail. And also like the random ropes he's carrying, which probably is gonna have to be rope colored. So I'm not sure what I'm doing with that yet. But we'll get there, let's deal with this line art real quick. A little dirty over here. Here we go. Okay. Now, naturally, the hardest part is gonna be what do we do with gems? So we're not dealing with that yet. Oh, we got a meow. Hold on. There you go. Okay. So let's see. So we've got the pinkish here. Let me clean those up a teensy bit too. There we go. Now, I think the white actually makes for a decent accent if you want to put the white here and there, but we're gonna have to add a few more colors too. Actually, this might be a good place to add the dark of the wing back into the picture. Hold on. Like maybe over here, and if we put purple over here, we maybe yep, put this here. Ears have been blessed. You are very welcome. Please enjoy the blessing I have bestowed upon you. Okay, maybe something like that. We have a little bit more balance, which means maybe if we... No, that's too dark. That's too much. But maybe in this zone? Like another place where we can add this darkness might be here. On this part of the gem. There we go. And maybe around here it might be nice to have some balance. Maybe like so, yeah. Random question, but is it possible for you to use your follower emotes? I don't think so, unfortunately. I think I actually tried, but I couldn't get it to work. Which is sad because I do want to use my follower emotes everywhere. I feel like I should be granted this gift. Yeah, you cannot. I feel at least streamers should be allowed to. Hi, the Naporin, konbanwa. Hope you're doing well. Not yet, at least. I have a feeling Twitch probably won't have any plans to change that. Like, what benefit would they really have to only giving it to the streamers themselves, you know? When nobody else can use them anywhere else. Okay. Twitch isn't kind, no. Unfortunately not. Okay, let's put a rope. You might have to adjust the color of the rope later. Maybe it needs to be like a little bit more pastel to fit in with the rest we've got going on. But here's a temporary rope color. When there's no stonks for them, exactly. Like, they're not gonna do anything for free. It just occurred to me, maybe we should make one side purple of the blades to be fancier, you know? Hold on. Maybe a little different purple. Yeah, more in that range. And what I'm currently thinking is maybe we can add some bitties on there. So like the blades are also digital. Like we're gonna write some ones and zeros in white on the blades. and make them extra fancy through doing that. Because that's something that was in fact part of an auto C of mine as well. So why not reincorporate it here? Is basically what I'm saying. 手を引かれてさ、知らない知らない僕は何も知らない。大自然も危ない危ない。Okay, this is pretty cool. Okay, we're making this work. Note how I'm holding off on deciding the gem color so far, which is maybe one of the harder decisions we all have to be making. But this is fairly cool so far. I'm hesitating whether I go a white or dark or a mix. Hold on, what if I... I mean, the dark has like a certain more polished aspect to it. What if I use a very light purple? No, I think that actually convinced me that we should be using dark instead of white here. But here I think actually we might want to use white and instead use dark gems. Oh, look, now things are coming together. We're starting to have an idea of where at least one of the gems is gonna go. I mean, this is, to be fair, still subject to change. Do we want the colored belts like colored in with the dark purple? Maybe. Oh, Libertarian, thank you for the hydrate. How are you doing today? Oh, hi Yoruna. Hi there. Hope your week's been good, because today is Friday. And it means freedom. It's good. How's you? I'm great, thank you. I've had a good Friday. And it's kind of funny. I had like tentative plans to play games with a friend this weekend, but the game wound up not coming in time, so we'll probably like move it to another weekend. Because there was like a specific game we wanted to play and it's not here yet. But it does mean that like I actually cleaned up my house this week because I was ashamed of the trash heap I'm living in and I didn't want to have guests seeing how I live. So on the bright side, even though the game hasn't arrived on time, my house is clean. my apartment's looking good now. So little silver linings. Even though Amazon was too slow, at least that part of my life is together. Yeah, apartment shaming. It needed a big cleaning because the last time somebody came over, mostly by surprise, because this was a friend who didn't really warn me she was coming, or at least didn't give me enough warning that she was coming. So I did like a very quick cleaning, and then she came in and she was like, "Oh, you didn't clean?" And I was like, "No, I did, but you didn't give me a lot of time here." So I'll be happy to report to all of you that my house is mostly clean now. Except for the area around the sewing machine. Like that is a mess. And that needs like a separate 4 days for cleaning. So, like that needs some time to sort out. That's something that can't be cleaned in 1 day. But the good thing is like even if my friend had come over, she wouldn't have seen that zone. That zone is like behind the door. And I could have closed that door if I had to. So, I prioritized the areas that she would see in case she came over. Instead of the ones that she might not. Okay, I think I have an idea for the tails. Let's quickly switch course. And then like make it more this color at the tip. Maybe we can make it a bit of a gradient around here. There we go. I think that kind of works. Also with the rest of the colors we've got going on here, so. haven't really decided what color the wing boots should be yet. I mean, what we could do is make them the same color as the good wing, but that's a little boring. um, so I'm thinking maybe we should do them like the traditional light blue wing color. Oh, what if we make one of them evil? What if we make one of them evil though? Need a quick check? Oh, please go get yourself a snack. But maybe this evil side can be like more of a reddish tint, because the other one has more of a bluish one. There we go. A gorgeous mess. Okay, it's time we start experimenting with gems. I'm gonna need to take a sip of water before we tackle that mess. Okay. So as we all know, she can use every single power. So technically, the gems would change color depending on what she's using. And I mean, technically, like I keep saying, like the outfit would also change between every version. But we don't have time for that. So for now, we need to get like a base amount of gems. And I think that's probably best achieved by having multiple color gems. And it's gonna look like a mess. Like, but at least like current me has better aesthetic sense, because past me would have like used like these two colors together, like this purple with this blue, which I mean that's a color combination I love. It's not one that necessarily looks good in a basic design. It's fine if you're doing like a stylized art and all your colors are like really eye burny, and that's actually kind of art style I love. But for a base character sheet, at least for this one, it's probably not gonna work very well. So, okay, let's start by filling in a few gems and seeing how we feel about them. Let's get a blue one in there. Let's make it a bit brighter blue. And I think, I mean, in my heart, I feel that the one in the middle should be yellow. But it's gonna be so close to the hair. Because like, you know, the heart is like where you have the solar plexus. And 13-year-old me thought that like the fact that like if you looked at my chest you could kind of see the sun was the secret proof that I was the chosen one of light all along. Because that's where the light came from. So, you know, technically that should be the light gem. That should be the one that's like that that shows the light. But okay, we'll try a light gem. Like let's see. The problem is like so close to the skin, it'll be hard to differentiate it from everything else. So maybe just like a bright or like a rainbow colored one will work better. And we'll just like make it slightly iridescent later down the line. Okay, the chest gem will have to wait. I'm not sure how I feel about it yet. And let's fill in some of the shoulder gems. I mean, what we could do with the yellow though is put it over here. It already looks so messy. Nice so far, thank you. I mean, of course we need some blue, more blue. And now the real challenge is getting green in here. Because what if we get like a nice green that's between blue and green? Because we don't have a lot of warm colors going on, it feels that like the green can't be too warm. Who's that? This is the VTuber made for 13-year-old me. If 13-year-old me wanted to have a VTuber, it would look like this. We started designing and sketching her. Looks like this. Last Saturday. With all the qualifications that 13-year-old Joru would have wanted in a VTuber. So if you want to like give it a read through, please take a screenshot now and because there's a lot. Imagine the way she's rigging this VTuber. Yeah, actually, Fox said that she wanted to rig it, so I told her I'd send her the PSD. The I mean, the layers aren't separated or anything, but Fox said she wants to try it, so I'm sending the PSD to Fox later. And whatever happens after, that's up to Fox. Sell your soul, exactly. I mean, I wonder how much you can really do when like the layers aren't separated though. Because I think that's like mostly necessary, but I don't know. I guess you can use like glue to stick it all together. But yeah, I think Fox is outside right now. But when she gets back, she can probably tell you more about it. But like she did say that she might want to try rigging it. So there's that. That's it. If you were to like get this as a proper VTuber model, dear God, there would be a lot going on here. Like even commissioning somebody to draw this, like in full VTuber style with like proper coloring and everything would be probably expensive. I'd wager. Okay, we need like at least one that represents fire. Let's put that one in like the kind of warmer category of pink as well. There. Maybe. Let's see, yeah. Something like that. Okay. We put green over here. And now... Wait, do we have the evil gem yet? We don't have an evil gem yet. I almost forgot your stream, Joe. Oh, it's okay, like, Master. How you doing? And how do you like our beautiful colors so far? Where we're currently trying to figure out the color scheme, and there's a lot happening. I mean, which is why there's a lot of stuff that needs to be considered. Let's see. Let's ease up, like, by making it a bit more pastel, the color palette becomes a little bit more palatable to the eye. Only slightly, but still somewhat. Now, the central area though. Like, maybe the center gem can actually be the evil gem, or it can be white with evil in the middle. Like, let's see. I mean, we also have the gems on the shoulder pads that we can consider. But that looks kind of shitty. This still. What about purple? Purple? It's all good. Though my Sparrow one died. Oh no! You'll get it next time, okay? I used my incredible luck powers to bless your run. And actually that's something I forgot to say. Like 13-year-old me also thought she had the power of luck. So there's the next secret 13-year-old Joe lore. And honestly, luck was generally on my side. Like I just have to like wish for the weather to get better and it would. And like I won all the RNG board games just by pure chance. Like whenever I wanted the dice to go high, they would. So I figured I had the superpower of luck as well. Hi cutesy bunny and chat. Hi there Mika, how you doing? Today is a bit of a silly stream, but I hope you enjoy it. I'm drawing a VTuber for my 13-year-old self. Sup all, hi there Kuro, how you doing? Hope you've had a good week so far. Since we've got some people new coming in, this is what we're doing. If you want to take a screenshot to take like your time to read it, feel free to do so. These are all the qualities my 13-year-old self would have wanted in a VTuber. I did the line art last week during the weekend. And now we're trying to figure out where the colors go. I once made a character that was drained the luck of everyone else's passive ability. Oh, there was actually a pretty cool manga about that. I think it might have been straight up called Luck Stealer. And it was actually pretty sweet. Like, I remember liking that. What is going on in the wheel. Oh, those are. I decided to for this art stream. The mini Wuna gets a break, so these sea bunnies are are taking a moment to spin the wheel. I can control dice. It is witchcraft. I mean, no, it's just my blessing. Looking funny, yeah. Then I instructed her power to put in the fallen goddess to regain her power. Actually, Ari, have you seen this? Joru, hi there, Aria. How you doing? Sweet bunch, yeah. Like, actually, let me show you real quick. The voting 6 buns are from this thing I got recently, which is like my new BRB screen. Please take a look. It's pretty cute. I'm a big fan of what they did for me, but they also gave me like the transparent files for like the rotating C-buns. So I was like, okay, if the mini Wunas need some time off once in a while, I'll like the sweet little C-buns run across the screen instead. Yeah, it's so good, right? I love what they did. Like, it's adorable. It's so cool. Like, I'm still gathering the courage to ask if I can get the original 3D files too, because I want to use in like VR chat or something like that. It's such a cute little animation, and the 3D looks really cool. So, but that's for another day. Actually, I know that like Evil Joru in the background and Merrick is there, but I will put off coloring them till later because I'm still like not sure if I don't want to just put like a very crusty PNG of like a screenshot from Yu-Gi-Oh in the background because I think that would be funny. Like straight up just get rid of this line art and just put like the crustiest screenshot I can find of Merrick in the background just hanging out. Just I think that would add to the quality of this picture, so that's why we're not coloring him yet. But don't trust me, he'll be there eventually. he'll eventually turn up. And as for the ghost, I mean they'll just be like transparency too. Yeah, crustier than the crusty crab. Oh, my video paused. Hold on. There we go. So let me take a sip. Okay. Now, oh, we missed a gem. I think I'll just make it pink. Oh, Rare League TV, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. Hope you've had a good week so far. And try to adjust the color of these purple ones. God, this is gonna be such a mess to color. I'm excited, but I do think these are the base colors we're gonna go for. Are very messy conglomeration of gems. Biscotti makes a perfect little snack for morning like this. That's true. I want some biscotti. I will admit though, I'm not very hungry because I ate too many chips today. My local supermarket was like selling some chips that were like imported from like I think Spain or something, and they were really tasty. And then I ate too many, and now I'm not hungry anymore. I'm afraid that my appetite's gone. They were good while they lasted. Do we add green? Like, should we add like some more green in there? Or I guess we could like change the color of the eye to be like a little different. You still haven't gotten Caramucho. I still haven't found Caramucho. When I see it in the store, I'll get some. No, that's too blue. It still has to be green. There we go. Maybe more green like this. I like this kind of soft green though. Big fan. Oh, I joy. This one is dedicated to you. Hope it won't die due to my stupidity. It's okay. I gave you like the goddess's blessing. I'm unsure which wing is evil. I mean, take a guess. There's technically 3 evil wings in this picture at the moment. Which 3 do you think they are? Oh wait, no. Matt, 5. 5 of them are actually evil. I keep missing 2 of them. Also, hi the Piff. How you doing? Hi the Nobo Sudo. Konbanwa. Hope you've had a good week so far. It's finally Friday. Time to party. So, it's definitely a mess. God, I'm looking at it like, how am I gonna shade this? Wait, we can put the green here. That'll work. There we go. There we go. Put this here. I mean, I feel like once we start shading, we can actually make this look a bit cohesive. Like, we can start adding some details. And, like, oh god, I don't know. It's gonna be a challenge to make it cohesive. That's gonna be part of the challenge today. But actually, that makes me think maybe we should change the color of the rope. Maybe it's time for a rope change. Let's actually make it a lot lighter. Hey, Piff Heat. I say this lovely, but it looks like he got into a wrestling match with a bunch of cotton candy. No, I'm just the ultimate magical girl. Then the most powerful magical girl of all. How do I feel about this? Make it even lighter? I don't know. Okay, this is something I will continue to think about. Wait, actually, if we use light blue, how does that look? Actually, light blue might work here. Mao Shoujo side magical gojo. I mean, that might be fun one day. I actually quite enjoyed that manga. I mean, the ending's kind of bad. I enjoyed it except for the ending where it got weird and time travel-y, but I remember enjoying the concept. And then it kind of goes downhill as you keep going, so but the idea was cool. Oh no, Ari and Piff are gonna get into a bun war. Throwing buns back and forth. I go back to work. I love you. I love you too, Piff. Good luck with work. Do we keep this open? No, that's too much. Like, we might actually need the balance of the light color here. So I think this is how we keep it for now. Let's just like start shading things, and we will just kind of like figure it out as we go. Well, we've done enough. Oh god, look at all these. The fill tool didn't do its job very well. Well, we'll fix it as we go. Yeah, all those ugly little gaps. Actually, I'm gonna be a little lazy and fix that the lazy way. Hold on. Where do we have the... That's Merrick. Okay. Where are you? Okay. I'm gonna do this like this real quick. There we go. Okay, and then invert our selection. Add a new layer. And there, wait, current layer. That should fix most of the ugly gaps we were looking at. Midnight Crystal, hiya, how you doing? Today we're trying the messy Vtuber my 13-year-old self would have liked to get. I hope you enjoy your time. I hope you've had a good week so far. It's already Friday. And you might just be starting your Friday, depending on where you are, but mine's nearly over. I'm just done with work, so we're trying to color in this very special design. Okay. Let's figure out how we're gonna do this now that we've somewhat filled the ugly gaps. It should be slightly less hideous, but not by much because now it has like weird darkness here and there. I should have expected that. I mean, I should have seen that coming, but yet, and yet, I did not. There we go. A little bit cleaner. I mean, that's the downside of, like, usually I don't actually work with the fill tool, but because today we had to, like, actually work out what color scheme we wanted, the fill tool was just a lot more efficient than what I'd usually do, which is manually color in each area one by one, because it gets a much cleaner result. And the one died. Oh no, Legmaster! I'm sorry to hear that. You got it next time, okay? This one's gonna be the one. No talking about that without the real world. Not somebody not tell me for nothing. Okay. Oh. Oh, Midnight Crystal, thank you for the wait. Hi there. Oh, and thank you for the shout out, Fox. You were doing some art. What were you drawing? And hi there, everyone. I hope you've all had a good stream with Midnight. Havokas, thank you for the follow. Midnight Wait, let's go. What were you working on? Let me take a peek at your channel to see what the last stream was all about. I see you are doing art too. Midnight Wait, let's go. I hope you all had a good time. Ooh, you draw some very pretty things. I love your character as well. Ooh. Sorry, I am just like peeking at your Twitch real quick. But what were you trying today? I was working a bunch of different stuff. Oh, I see. I have so much trouble copying messages. It's okay, it happens. The tea emote is super cute. Did you make that one yourself? It's adorable. Coming from this lovely community. Nice. Oh, and thank you for the follow as well, Midnight Crystal. So basically, to all the people coming in, today we're having a bit of a special stream. What we've got here is a VTuber I drew for my 13-year-old self. And to do that, I thought back on what 13-year-old me would have wanted in a VTuber, which is a lot. It's all the things you see on the left. Basically, when we did the line art last weekend, went over all of these things, and today we're gonna try to color it in. It's a lot. But I'm gonna try to make it work to the best of my ability. I just put down some flat colors. I'm giving birth to a new model, maybe a PNG at best, because this would be a lot to actually draw as a proper model. But this would make 13-year-old me extremely happy, and that's what counts. I commissioned my animated ones because I'm lazy, but I love what you've made so far. Super cute, thank you. I am trying to like make it somewhat cohesive. Despite all the things that I know, 13-year-old me wants purple, but they also want every single element in all the gems, and I'm gonna try to make that work out one way or another by the end of all the shading. whether it will or not, that's up for debate. Actually, you can't see the whole thing right now because I was hiding some layers earlier. And I do feel it's very important to point out that Merrick from Yu-Gi-Oh! Is also there. Very, very important to 13-year-old me. But yeah, please get comfy, get yourself a snack, get yourself a drink. 13-year-old me would have had a Wings character VTuber. Oh, me too, though. Like, more than Wings, I was really into Witch, the comic specifically, not so much the TV show. I mean, that's partly why this character controls every element. Not even slightly copyright infringed on the Witch comics. I was very into like the elemental stuff back in the day, which is definitely why it's one of the main thematic things we've got going on here. Let me take a quick sip of my water, and we'll get back to attempting to shade this thing. And I mean, once we'll try to make this work. Well, we'll see when we get to the gems. Maybe once we add some shading to the gems, it might actually look more cohesive again. So let's give it a try. Let's keep a second view open for me, so I can see what I'm doing. Okay. I'm just thinking of like shading all of this, and it's a lot to think about. There's a lot happening here, so. But we're just gonna give it our best shot. I mean, it helps that we went to the more cartoony lick, so I can get away with like mostly cel-shaded stuff in most of the areas. I'm just applying some blushing to give it more dimension right now. But once I'm done with that, we'll probably stick to mostly shell shading this time, because I did draw it with that in mind, to make it simpler. Once we'd actually come down to the drawing stage of things. There we go. Oh, that's not what I wanted. There we go. Now that we've got some blushing in place, I'll be able to start doing the cell shading in a bit. It's just gonna make the ears a little bit cuter. I just realized I haven't colored the mouth yet. I keep looking at it and then forgetting to color it over and over again. I'll do that in a second. Juuna, hi there, Lee. Thank you for the biddies. How has your week been so far? It's finally Friday. Let's go. Let's go. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. There we go. That's more like it. Damn, you went quick in 1 hour. Yeah, I basically planned out our color planning. It's a little messy, but we're gonna try to make it work. It's so good, thank you. Oh wait, did you mean the mapo tofu? I bet the mapo tofu is good. I ate too many chips today, so I'm not particularly hungry for anything. Okay. Let's start actually doing some proper shading now. Oh, let's keep that in the clipping group, so we're not gonna go all over the place though. Actually, let me take another sip of my water. I'm very thirsty today. I think it might be because it's been like weird temperatures. Like it's been kind of chilly during the day. It's been like a lot of rain, a little bit of hail. Like the hail is surprising. Like very strong winds. But now it's suddenly very humid again. And I think the sudden humidity has me being very thirsty. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. There we go. Oh, and the posture. Perfect, I needed that one. And the stretch. Yo. Here we go. Much better. Okay. And now I think... Actually, it's so hot that I might consider turning off leap motion in a second. And like turning on the fan, which seems counterintuitive because it's only like 22 degrees today. But I'm starting to feel like I might need that fan on me in a second. I mean, it doesn't help that the leap motion gets pretty hot. Really, really makes you aware of the heat whenever you're wearing the thing, especially now that I'm wearing summer PJs again, which are a lot thinner than the winter ones. So I might have to... Actually, yeah, let me switch off leap motion. Yup. Put on the fan. One day, I'll buy a USB slot adapter so I can run both of them at the same time. But not today. Just one day. Oh, we've got a meow. Hold on. For the people who just came in with the raid, that's me. It's not a sound redeem. Sometimes people just like to hear me meow. Oh yeah, and thank you, Fox, for linking the Discord. If you are interested, that's where we talk about games and Vocaloid and art and occasionally stream things and so on. Okay, let's do... I don't think we want to keep the shading somewhat minimal. Oh, this is the wrong layer. Taking that back. Because once we put down the simple shell shading, I might do the thing where I basically add another color to give a bit more of a gradient to the shell shading. But that only works if I keep my heart shading on a separate layer. Joy, it's not my fault your meows are so good that I try to rehab, but now that I have the experience again. Okay, you'll get another. There you go. All for you. Okay, nope, like so. That was an extra good meow, holy crap. Oh no, now you're never going to rehab again. Okay, now let's add a bit of a gradient to these. There we go, now it's a little softer again. And I am thinking of doing a small overlay on top as well. Your meows have empowered my one, it's going good so far. Oh, let's go! You got it this time. Trash duties, be back soon. Okay, get that trash. I mean, get rid of that trash. You got this. Okay, add a teensy bit of highlights. There we go. Perfect. There we go. Okay. Now let's put all of these in one folder. Add a texture. Increase texture a little. There we go. And let's add some freckles. Freckle time? Freckle time. Might be better if we speckle them on individually instead of this brush. 1 second. Oops. There we go. Let's give the nose a little bit more of an outline, so we roughly know where it's at from a distance, because I'm noticing in my preview and it's not very noticeable right now. Okay, there we go. And then like so. And a little bit of blush. Yeah, that's kind of cute. Let me add a few more blush lines. We're also going to be changing the color of the line art later, so things will look like a little bit more smooth than they do now, but that's for later. Okay, now about those freckles. There we go. Do one more multiply layer. Tutnyo would have been a very cute and colorful Vtuber. Oh yes, and she would have had a lot of lore. I joked about it last time, but she would have 100% written 50,000 words of like documents for anybody who wanted to read it. Current me does not have that energy anymore. Then the youthful energy to write an entire document. There we go. Something like so. And then like so. And then just do a couple of spots down here. A bit lighter. I mean, certain old me would have definitely watched this VTuber. I mean, I'd still would. As long as they were entertaining and cute, you know. I mean, I will say that like even now the design is quite self-indulgent. It like harkens back to a lot of my favorite things of the past in terms of design, color, and absolute messiness. It's been a lot of fun to just like revisit the things that used to be like my obsessions back in the day. Okay. And then just a teensy bit of color. There we go. Okay. Now how are we gonna do the eyes? Because of my poor planning, we only have one layer to draw the eyes on. But that's okay. We're gonna... Let me just think. Probably gonna want to make this darker. Like another shade darker. There we go. And then they obviously need to be slit pupils. No, that's only when she goes evil. Remember the look over here, the evil eye. The evil eye has a wait. This one has a slit pupil because this is the when the evil side comes out. And the one died because Snake is a bully. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. Like, these ones are just very bright green and they glow in the dark. Then the slit pupil is on the other one. We're gonna add some glowiness in a second, though. You. Something. I mean, this looks. Yeah, that looks readable from a distance. Let's see. I mean, if the snake is bullying you, if there's anything we learned from yesterday's stream, is that you gotta give them the dream potion. So they fall asleep forever. That's the lesson we learned yesterday. If a snake is blocking your paths, dream potion time. And then a little like so. Okay. Poison snake. I would never poison a snake. Or would I? No, I already did. I'm sorry, Mr. Snake. I'm sorry for all the poison I brought upon you and your house. Let's start adding some detail. Actually, let's do that on the same layer. Over here. How was your heretic alchemy? It was great, and you're never gonna guess what happened later. Basically, the end of the game, we made the reality-altering potion. Turns out, the reality-altering potion was just to make snow. But guess what? Did Cat manage to train Pengu in that girl? Yes, we did. And Pengu got the girl. It was great. But even better, the Bard might be our father. he might be our dad. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Basically, there was snow which melted the secret passageway, and apparently our mother went into this passageway and left us behind with the old man and told him, like, if she never comes back, he should take care of us. And this person is probably the one that the bard was in love with, which means that the bard is probably our father and he just never told us. We have not completed the game. We're gonna be playing again next week. It kind of felt like we only made it through the prologue. Like suddenly a lot of things were happening all at once. How goes the secret face reveal? I mean, what do you think so far? What do you say of the color scheme we chose, Sandwich? What do you think? Like 13-year-old me said purple, which is why we're looking at purple. But 13-year-old me also wants gems in every elemental color, which is why we also have that. IMO Joe is very purple. She certainly was at 13. Face reveal, IMO Joe is Merrick. No. Jarek is my secret evil second personality. I mean third personality. The second one is Joru. Second one is evil Joru. First one's Joona, second is evil Joru, third is Merrick from Yu-Gi-Oh! But yeah, these are the colors we went with, and now I'm gonna try to make it work. Next step is trying to make this work by shading it in. So that's where we're at right now. Dirt bike. Finally, Dirt Bike song has come around. Who knew that Willings were gearing themselves at Hot Topics and Claire's? I mean, they always did. We all knew it. Her three personalities, good, eye patch, and Merrick. Isn't... Actually, that sounds like it should be like a new D&D. Like, forget about love or evil. Or true neutral. We only split up our personalities between good, eye patch, or Merrick. Please put yourself on the charts. Wait, hold on. It's too late. Now you've got me thinking. Okay, so if we're to make a new personality chart, hold on. Let's make our categories. Here, this is a very scuff grid, but that's just how we're gonna have to. Wait, we're gonna make this a little neater. Joe is chaotic eye patch. Exactly. Okay. Wait. There we go. Let's use this as our grid. I want to be on neutral eye patch. Okay, so of course, at the bottom we have neutral eye patch. Let's make this a bit smaller. There we go. We also have, of course, chaotic eye patch. And DNS Dungeons and Sea-Buns. And of course, lawful eye patch. Then we have we have neutral Merrick, lawful Merrick, and chaotic Merrick. And finally we have lawful good, neutral good, and neutral. It's chaotic. Good. There we go. Please tag yourself where you land on this script. Most days I'm chaotic eye patch, but sometimes I'm very lawful Merrick as well. 13-year-old Joe is old. 9, depending on the writer, exactly. That's what makes her so powerful. It's because she fits into every single part of the grid. Every single one. Double eye patch. There we go. I'll just put this up here. It's a little reminder. Your lawful Merrick showed up in the Wartons Club. Yes, he did. Lawful Merrick. Thank you for the clip, Fox. Thank you for the clip. Did the music stop? Hold on. Yeah, it did. There we go. Okay. Now that we've established our grid upon which we all exist, all human beings can be put into one or more categories at all times. It's time to go back to this. To the superior being. Exactly. Like sometimes you can't help it, you know? Sometimes you just are. You know, the next time somebody asks you what's up, you can just be like, I don't know, feeling a little chaotic Merrick today. You tell me. Joe will be like, uh-oh, no you don't me, and I will vanish into the dust. Exactly. I mean, I'll go like, what? You thought you won? Well, I also have the power of time travel, so I'm going back and into time and stabbing you from behind before you even knew I was there. Teleports behind you. It's too late now. Your face is doing the lip bite. Oh, it's because I was writing. Oh no. There we go. Should be turned off. Should be good now. Oh, thank you for the piff. Let me add a piff for you. Here we go. First piff of the night. Teleports behind you. Nothing totally personal, kiddo. Hi there, Mono. How you doing? Hope you've had a good week so far. And today we're continuing this. Approaches Joe menacingly. Oh, I see you're approaching me. You're approaching me? I actually got very close to getting meme art of that done with a friend of mine. With Joro, of course. With his good eye patch, that doesn't even make sense. I mean, now you mention it. Hold on. Piff is the best Piff is the best. Not just a good eye patch, she's the best eye patch. I cannot hug you without getting closer. Aww. You're sweet. You're making it work. Okay. Piff goes back to shoulder. I would be scared if I saw Eye Patch Joro approaching you. You should be. Eye Patch Joro is literally unbeatable and also very evil. So when you see Eye Patch Joro approaching you, you run, because otherwise you're already dead. I'm good, how about you? I'm great, thank you. Yeah, you better hope it's like good Joro pretending to be Eye Patch Joro, otherwise it's already over for you. It's already too late. One if you hear Joe talk like a pirate. Yeah. Though I think at 13 I wasn't super into pirates yet. And that came a few years later, technically speaking. I was mostly just very into vampires. Vampires, fairies, and elves. Pirates came a bit later. Like that's 16-year-old Joru. 16-year-old Joru wants to be a pirate. And if I see Joe going like a maniac with a duodesk, guess I'll go to the Shadow Realm. Yeah, I mean, if you meet lawful Merrick, it's already too late for you. You better pray and hope you enjoy the Shadow Realm. Because there's no saving you anymore. In that case, if Joy loses her depth perception, one. Oh no, if I lose my depth perception, I might accidentally go evil mode. I hadn't considered that. That might be very dangerous. Um, Trying to figure out what kind of eye shiny I want. I think something like this works. Make sure to have pocket sand. No, don't. Fox, you can't throw the pocket sand because then it will get into my eye and I will become even more evil. There's only assholes in the Shadow Realm. I don't remember a single good dude that. No, no, no. Um, like a bunch of the good guys go to the Shadow Realm like temporarily during the Battle City arc. Like I'm pretty sure like at least one point, um, Joey ends up there. I think Mai does. The good Bakura goes to the Shadow Realm. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, the arm plates are purple and pink. They're gonna be made of digitized energy, like pure cyber energy, because I figured that's how we put the robot part into it. Yeah, in the end, a lot of good guys go to the Shadow Realm. That's just kind of where people start going whenever they get defeated in the Battle City arc, including people who were relatively innocent in the grand scheme of things. Okay. Um, let's see. Joey almost hacked up Merrick. I mean, he sure did. But then Merrick hacked up Joey. It wasn't for the fact he passed out, yeah. I mean, there's were like a lot of cheap victories like that back in the OG Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, there probably still are. It's not like I've kept up with the show though. Yeah, they're probably still having cheap victories like that all the time. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was another show that aired in my that's kids stuff say, so I never got the chance to see it. I mean, if you're ever curious, you can actually just skip the anime and just watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, and you'll get most of the show without actually having to watch most of it. Like it's a pretty decent alternative that you saw. Okay, well then you know more or less everything we talk about right here, so you're probably good. Still love how the whole Shadow Realm is a concept of yeah. It's so funny that in the in the Japanese show they just die. They just die. I mean, occasionally they get mind broken instead of dying, but most of the time they just die. That's just how it just went in the original. Just watch the OG anime or read the manga. Yeah. Actually, the you don't get to experience the power of Heart of the Cards. I mean, you do get to experience it in the Abridged series. They make very sure you know about it. I mean, I recommend the OG manga though, because then you get to enjoy everything without the filler arcs, for the most part. Little Koibi probably single-handedly kept the fandom alive. Yeah, I mean, especially because he kept going beyond the points where like they stopped dubbing it in English. Like at least in the Netherlands, they wound up never finishing the show, and I think that was the same for like a lot of countries. Like for the Netherlands, at least, the Battle City arc was like completely unresolved. They just like never made an end to it. So like, in a way, I mean, I had to read the manga to know what happens. Though reading the manga gets you to figure out what happened a lot faster than if you'd watched the show, because there's like three different filler arcs before they actually get to the point. Little Kuibo. Oh, you met him at a con? Oh, that's so cool. I'm happy to hear he's really nice too. He always seemed like really chill. Like I used to keep up with his works a lot more before he had a really big hiatus. But I did like catch up with the Abridged show like a year or so ago. And he always just like seemed very chill, very down to earth. And the guy basically just pioneered the idea of an abridged show. Like, I'm not sure if he was actually the first, but he's definitely the one who popularized the genre. Because, like, nothing else, like, took off as big and basically inspired a lot of shows that came after, you know? Which I think is pretty cool. Hmm. There we go. Him, Masiko, X, and Lan Parater were the first ones. Ooh, I see. I mean, he was certainly the first one I personally knew about. Like, basically kicked off the boom of like lots of people trying their own. Like, and admittedly, me and my friends tried to do an Inuyasha one in Dutch at some point. It wasn't very good, but we tried. It wasn't a very good try, but we did try. Oh, listen, Perry, thank you for the weights. Is this a double weight? Are you streaming together? Hiya. How you doing? Perry the Puss. Oh, Cat goes fishing. Hello. Oh, Cat goes fishing and art. Oh, so not a double weight? We are vibing together. Oh, I see. So you were fishing while Perry was making some art. I see, I see. How did it go? Did you catch the fish? Did you draw the art? How was the stream? Hello. Hoi, 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 hoi. Welcome in. I love double H. Yeah, they're fun. Today I'm working on my VTuber for 13-year-old me. I made allergy flip phone art. Nice. I got many fish and I'm now a multimillionaire. That's what I love to hear, Liz. Please think of us common folk while you're up there weighing your penthouse, okay? Please remember us once you've made it. All the art's so good, thank you. I'm trying to make the colors work together, and thank you for the follow, Power Dunk Punk. Welcome in. Basically, the concept is that like 13-year-old me would have wanted many things in VTubers. This is a quick list for those curious. and now we're coloring it. It sounds like a fishy way to get money. Yeah. Joy's drawing her 13-year-old Ocean's glorious. I mean, I do think that once we start coloring the gems, things might start coming together. Though I'm not sure yet whether they actually will. But they might. And they might. Oh. Is that the ghost on the left? Yes! This is from the demon summoning. The ghost is there because she summoned it. Like something has to come from this circle, right? It only makes sense that something's there. It's just kind of vibing. Okay, let's start doing some of the hair. Put that in the folder. Okay. Now, I do think that I'm gonna keep this fairly shell shaded. George is vibing on a little demon sequin, as she do exactly. I mean, she made this demon circle. She do it herself. She's proud of it, and she should be. Look at this ghost that she summoned, as well as a dog. She should be proud. She did great. Okay, we're gonna do the hair mostly shell shaded to save us a fair amount of pain. Isn't that what everyone does? Exactly. Where's your demon circle? Why aren't you summoning demons right now? Well, the puppy is a good boy. It's an adorable boy. Such a good boy. He could have summoned me alter egos from other dimensions. Oh, she could. She could. I mean, she probably will eventually get one from another dimension. Like, considering her corruption arc generally progresses whenever she gets obsessed with a new form of media. She probably will eventually and get another one to add to her collection. Demons have high hourly rate, can't afford it. Oh, it's okay. She has so much magic, she can probably afford it. Maybe she is all her dimension alchemy. She could summon more wings, paired or afterwards. Exactly. I mean, and summoning more wings is always a safe bet because you never know when you're gonna need more wings. Like, you might come across, like a trial, like the tricksy Egyptian sphinx who is like, no, 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 I can't let you pass till you have at least 15 wings. Please come back. Please return when you have enough to cross this bridge. And what you gonna do when you don't have enough wings, It's always wise to stock up on a few more. Otherwise, you don't know what might happen. You might get stuck in front of the bridge of many wingedness. Oh, oops. What you gotta do is find the ones that just want cookies and headpads as payment. They're friendly little buddies. Exactly. Where do you guys think all the mini Wunas come from? I mean, what? What do you do when the colonel is gonna come to collect your wing? Exactly. You're gonna need backup wings. To tell him no. Come on. There we go. Okay, that's some basic shell shading. And we're gonna add another layer. I'm gonna need Tiger and Joe's demon connections. You seem to know way better ones than I. Yeah, I'll hook you up with a good demon circle, don't worry. I'm still in awe of your ability to take that concept fire overlays and actually make a cute design. Thank you. I'm trying. Like, the colors are still paining me a little at the moment, but I hope once we start shading, it will actually work out somehow. Like, by magic, the shading will make everything work. And by the way, Ara, if you want some good demons, just repeat after me. Kiara Kalikai Ravashti Mina, I summon you to appear before me now. That's how you get the best demons, so you may also be transported to a different world. No responsibility on my end there. Listen to me. Oh no, not again. Oh, I'm sorry, Lagmaster. There might be a few more ghosts behind you now. A couple of more demons, a couple more ghosts. If you look behind you there, if you see the hand, just shake it. Can you write it down? Don't worry. Okay, give me a second. Here we go. Let's get a text layer. Okay, so we got Kiyaga Kalikali with Ahimi Mia. I summon you to appear before me now. And that's the line from Demi Kids. If you are old enough to have watched Gargoyles as a kid, those rings will be a bit different. Fair. In my case, you just have to drink enough energy drink to smell colors and drive the waffle hole. Every time it gives me the shivers. It's okay. You just got more ghost buddies to chill with this time. The more the better, That's what they say about ghosts. The more you have, the better off you are. I mean, I actually saw a teensy bit of gargoyles, but it was kind of on the way out, I'm pretty sure. by the time I started watching a lot of TV, started being replaced with other shows. Now let's add a teensy bit of teensy bit of color here. Like so. 2 amazing seasons and 1 weird one that the original merit had nothing to do with. I wonder which seasons we had on TV. Because, like I said before, the Dutch TV had a bad habit of not picking up every season. Or just like looping the same seasons over and over again and never finishing things. So I wonder if we even had the 3rd season. It's entirely possible we never did. Why is this not giving me color? Oh, it's because I'm a dum-dum and I had my base color selected instead of my shading color. That's why it's not giving me color. There we go. You likely didn't have the 3rd season. Disney tried very hard to forget it happened. I see, then we probably didn't have it. Did you watch that Gummy Bear show? What is called the Gummy Bear show? It had some like oddly very D&D-ish aspects here and there, which I thought was pretty interesting. I licked a ghost hand. It made him very upset. Please advise. Lick again. It's impolite to only lick once. Lick twice. Keep at it. Yeah, just lick again. Sometimes it's just that simple. I remember that show. I'm old enough to remember pretty much the entire Disney afternoon. For us, it wasn't on Disney yet because we didn't have a Disney Channel for a very long time. So it was like one of those shows that was on Fox Kids for us. Or like just on like VHS and DVD before Disney actually got their own channel in the Netherlands. Show them what that tongue do. Yeah, it's like French greetings with tongue. Yeah, we had Fox Kids. Which was later then replaced with Jetix. But we also had Nickelodeon, Cartoon Network, and You're Kidding. And I think You're Kidding might have been one that was only limited to the Netherlands or the Benelux. But that one also had like its own share of kids shows that they licensed. Yeah, we had Jetix eventually. Oh, hi there, Dusties. Let me run that ad time for you. Give me a second. I don't have the Twitch tab open. Give me a moment. I hope you've had a good week so far, by the way. Because today we're finally putting some color into this VTuber. Okay, 1 second. During the ad, I'm just gonna take a sip. Don't worry, I'm gonna have a drink. A little relax. Okay, here goes. I think the ad is running now. There we go. Yes, ads my favorite. Are you sure, Ari? Are they your favorite? You're Kidding was a European thing? Oh, but it was in other countries too? Huh. I just kind of like... I thought Jorin was like a Dutch network. So I thought maybe it was like only Benelux and maybe like German. Then will all hate your ads to me. I mean, the ads is nearly over, I'm pretty sure. Let me check how much time. Yeah, it's over. The ads are gone. You are all safe now. Please do not fear. I have rescued you from the ads. I am back. Okay. And speaking of which, I just took a quick sip of my drink and such. So let's add some more depth to the hair coloring. Oh, having a bit of lag, which probably means I need to close the Twitch tab again. There we go, that should help. Gonna be lurking for the rest of the night. Have a lovely stream. Please have a lovely lurk and sleep tight when you do go to bed. Please fear for I may return. Winks. Oh, Darkwing Duck. I love Darkwing Duck. That was actually still on TV when I was younger. But I also just like love DuckTales and stuff in general. Like, I'm not sure if people understand, if they aren't from those countries, how much of a phenomenon Donald Duck is in many European countries. Like, if you were a kid in the Netherlands, you grew up with Donald Duck. Like, either you were subscribed to Donald Duck magazine, or someone in your family was, or like some friend of yours at school was, and like every week you were reading Donald Duck magazine. And there were like several spin-off magazines and so many Donald Duck comics. And that was just like the cultural reality. Yeah, Donald Duck comics were huge in Europe. And I'm not sure which country specifically they were huge in, but the Netherlands certainly was one of them. And I was also subscribed, at least my family was, including my brother and my mom and stuff. We all read the Donald Duck every single week, every time it came in. So that made like the DuckTales and Darkwing Duck like another level, because you were already reading about Donald Duck and a lot of the other characters that like never got famous in other characters, but like, Miss Magica and like Madame Micmac and like a bunch of those also had like their own specific comics in Donald Duck. So you'd wind up knowing about those. Yeah, Donald Duck and Uncle Scrooge as well. I keep forgetting Uncle Scrooge's name, because in Dutch he's called Dagobert Duck. Dagobert Duck. So I'm like, oh yeah, he's called Uncle Scrooge in English. He's not Dagobert. The duck was more popular than the mouse in Europe at some point. Oh yeah, I'd with confidence say that Donald Duck would be more popular than Mickey Mouse in the Netherlands. I'm not sure if that's still the case, if the Donald Duck has maintained its like cultural monopoly for Dutch children, but back in the day it certainly was. Yep, that's Dagobert. Oh, it was Dagobert in German as well? Ooh. Is that because Dickens was less of a thing over there? I think Dickens was a thing, but I'm not sure if Scrooge would be... Like, the thing is, we'd have like all the Christmas parodies, but I think Scrooge as a character name would not be immediately recognizable to Dutch kids. Well, Dagobert just kind of sounds like a fancy old person name. Yeah, we're talking about Dutch stuff now. You're talking about like Donald Duck comics back in the day. And I really enjoyed them. And I guess this is the moment where I also tell everyone that my birthday is the same birthday as Donald Duck's. So, the Donald Duck birthday edition was always at the same time as my birthday. So, I got to celebrate. And one time I because those magazines had like a letter section where you could send in your letters. And my letter got published at least once. Yeah, Dagobert is kind of like saying fancy pants with duck. Yeah, it's like one of those fancy names. Like, can I think of an English equivalent? Mac fancy pants. I don't know. I'm suddenly like lost for words, but it's a very fancy sounding name. Yeah, your brother also shares the birthday with Donald Duck. And me. That's correct. The 9th of June is a very, very versatile birthday. Like Reginald? Yeah. It's kind of like Reginald. It's like a fancy, slightly old-fashioned sounding name, which I think makes Dagobert a good choice. I also like always forget that like in English the nephews are called Huey, Dewey, and Louie. I think something like that. Because in Dutch they're called Crick, Crack, and Quack, named after the sounds that ducks make. Crick, Crack, and Quack, which I think are arguably better names than the English ones. Actually, I actually prefer them because it's cute. They sound like the noises a duck makes. And also, I might be looking at it through rose-colored glasses of my childhood, but I think they're very, very fitting names. So it's not like you could tell them apart anyway most of the time. So. Oh, and God, that reminds me, because like you don't just have the nephews. You technically have the nieces as well, the ghost versions of the nephews. Joe, why haven't you played DuckTales? Maybe I will play DuckTales on stream sometime. But I remember like when the nieces, they had like a makeover. And to introduce that, like in one of the comics, they were like, oh, we just like did our hair with like this new styling gel that Daisy Duck, in Dutch she's called Katrien, that Daisy Duck like got, and then like they do like all their hair and like the funny new hairstyles that are actually like part of their rebrand. And then Katrien comes in and is like, oh no, that wasn't hair gel, it was like wood glue. It's gonna take like a year to like wash out. And I remember thinking like, oh damn. So they're gonna have these hairstyles for a year. And I was legit waiting like for the volume next year where I was like, okay, so now their hair will be back to normal, right? but no, maybe I was the only kid thinking and waiting for the hairstyles to go back to normal, because clearly it was just part of their rebranding them and giving them like more up-to-date modern hairstyles instead of like the little tufts of hair. But I was like legit waiting like a year, like, okay, so they'll go back now, right? It's a year later and they're gonna go back. Yeah, the English names are a pain in the ass. That's true. It's kind of like how when I watch Sailor Moon, people hearing Usagi sound weird to me. Yeah. Oh, that actually reminds me. Like you guys know the Dutch mascot Miffy, right? It's a little bunny. She's very popular in Japan. You know, can I draw her real quick? Looks like this. You know. I found out rather belatedly that in English she's called Miffy. In fact, she's called Miffy in most countries. But I will just write that this is how she's called in Dutch. Now, please read this and guess how you pronounce it. In Dutch, she's called Nijntje. Nijntje. So I understand why they changed it, because I'm sure that to most foreign people looking at this word, they'd be like, what the hell does that say? So they changed the name to Miffy. But she's called Nijntje, you guys. Miffy's incorrect. It's short for like konijntje, which means like little rabbit. So she's called Nijntje. It's just like so much cuter than Miffy in my opinion, but I understand. I understand why they changed it. It's a name that wouldn't work very well abroad. I was watching Sailor Moon the other day and they said Serena. I was like, who the hell is Serena? Yeah. Like, I had a similar problem because like I also watched the dub, but like the Dutch one. But the Dutch one mostly kept the English names, though not all of them. But a lot of them. And when I started like cosplaying in Japan and I'm like doing a Sailor Moon group with some people, I'm like, wait, what are these characters called in Japanese again? Nijntje, een lief klein konijntje, Nijntje. Yeah, that's a little theme song for Nijntje. All I know is that being 11 and 12 when Sailor Moon aired scarred me as a budding young boy. Aww, I don't remember it being that scary. I mean, maybe it's because like little me was already into like evil things and weird transformations, so like it didn't scar me all that much, relatively speaking. Ghost Freddy. Oh, in that sense. I see. Though I admit that like for me, Sailor Moon aired around the same time as Cardcaptor Sakura. And I was a little bit more in Cardcaptor Sakura because I thought the designs on the cards were so pretty. I mean, I still think the designs on the cards are pretty. They're like pretty tarot cards. Though me was watching Happy Tree Friends. Oh my god. I also watched that when I was 12. It went around my school, I could say. I I guess I could say that like when I was 12, I was at a school that like adapted laptops very early on, like much sooner than basically any other school in the country. It was like a bit of a trial thing where they gave every student a laptop, and this was like much sooner than most schools would even have like proper computers and everything. But it did mean that videos would get shared around between the students. And one of these videos was like Happy Tree Friends and also a lot of other stuff on Albino Black Sheep. Um, if you guys remember that site. I was a young boy that woke up in the morning to watch Sailor Moon Secret. I mean, that was the other downside. Sailor Moon, I rarely ever got to finish the episodes because it always ended more or less when I needed to start walking to school. And because that's when it ended, I either had to choose between running like hell to get to school or watching Sailor, like just not finishing Sailor Moon like all the way. And unfortunately, my babysitter didn't always want to wait for me to watch everything. So a lot of the time I couldn't finish the episodes. You were in college when Newgrounds got really popular? I see. That was still like earlier, like junior high, high school age for me, more or less. But man, I remember. No, actually, that's more high school age now I think about it. Like Newgrounds specifically. Junior high age was more Albino Black Sheep and like sharing video files through email. And then Newgrounds started getting big when I was like 15, 16-ish, I'm pretty sure. So like, still high school. But when it got really big, was probably when was like 18. But I discovered Newgrounds pretty early on because I was a nerd who was mostly on my computer. And I also used to visit the site I Am Bored a lot. Basically every single day. I had checked every single link on I Am Bored, which occasionally would also include like little flash games, which is how I got to discover Newgrounds pretty early on. Sailor Mars in particular, she gave me a type of girl I was really into. Ooh, even so that your wife passes. Ooh, I see. You got to marry your waifu. I think for me, like early on, I think it was Sailor Jupiter for me. Like Jupiter and Venus. Being a blonde myself, I kind of like automatically gravitated to like other blondes that were pretty in series. But I liked Jupiter because he was very tomboyish, and I was a big tomboy as well. So like I kind of like, sought out people who were somewhat similar in quality to me. Jupiter was hecka great, exactly. She was extremely cool. I loved her. Wait, we should clip this. And then put another layer here. Introduce myself, it's funny how you think you're not there. Nothing like the others. Mars Hardcore gave me a thing for girls with long dark hair and something Tifa Lockhart only made worse. Ooh. I was more of an arid girl, I will admit. And I actually quite like Yuffie, because again, I was a huge tomboy, so I was like, oh, Yuffie's cute and she's good at fighting. But Final Fantasy also, for a long time, made me gravitate to Sephiroth, because he was a cool villain. He was the winged angel, and he had the Sephiroth. Sephiroth. You know the song. Which I listened to a lot when drawing when I was younger. Yuffie was adorable. Yours was Mercury. I was laughing so hard when I was watching Sailor Moon a few weeks ago and she just pulled bubbles. And it's like, yes, he's attacking with bubbles. You used to have a big crush on Yuffie? Good choice. Because Yuffie was cute as hell. I think Yuffie is kind of underrated. I mean, it makes sense. He's basically an optional character. So, you know, it's not like she has a lot of stuff to do. But that never stopped Vincent, so. And I've played Final Fantasy 7, but Yuffie is very cute. He is. He's adorable. Let's do a bit like this. Even when people told me she's not optional, not even important, I was like, so you don't see a lot of her? Yeah. It made me sad, and I think she can be actually pretty annoying to find. Like, if you don't like specifically go out of the way for her, chances are you'll never even find her at all, or not even know that you can recruit her. Poor Vincent, cool character score-wise, but he probably was the worst character mechanically, yeah. I mean, like, another one of those characters, like, unless you kind of went out of the way to find him, you probably wouldn't even encounter him. Like, I hear, like, he does have his own spin-off game, but I'm kind of afraid to play it for fear of what they might have done. Then again, I liked Shadow the Hedgehog, the game, so I might let, like, Vincent the Hedgehog, the game as well. They are basically the same character archetype, so. You still haven't played Final Fantasy 7? I mean, you should give it a try sometime. I mean, I know there's the remake, but the original, I have hesitations about the remake, knowing how much they've added. Which I mean, it's good that they made something new, but at the same time, hearing that the first 30 minutes of the games has been like stretched into 40 hours of gameplay has me like, oh, I'm concerned. Crisis Core was actually good. Okay. Hello, I'm back. I kept clicking and now I have a color with a name tag I can't read. What's my situation? Oh, you're doing great. That means you made a friend. You may or may not start finding yourself waking up with blood on your hands. But that's fine. Don't worry about that. That's a gift. A gift you should definitely not be concerned about. And it probably wasn't you who did that. Probably. You may or may not wake up in the Fey realm, but that's okay. Definitely eat the food that they offer you. Because it's only polite, and they just want to party. Especially if it's pomegranates. Will it affect my sleep schedule? Not at all. You can do this during your off time, when you're sleeping. Then PS and PS5, fair. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I do like that they added more Yuffie to the remake. I think that's a good choice. Just generally speaking, anything Yuffie is a good choice. But yeah, I haven't played the remake yet. I will give Final Fantasy Remake a shot. No spoilers, but I had the same words you did and it pleasantly surprised me. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean, like I said, my main worry is kind of that they dragged out what was a fairly short sequence in the original into a full game. But if you tell me it's actually not that bad, then I guess I might give it a try sometime. Once it goes on like discounts. Because the original price it went for was pretty high. Like, higher than most games. Which was another surprise when that game released. Like, they weren't satisfied just like going for like the $60 AAA game price. They were selling it for like 80 or $90 in Japan. I was like, okay, come on now. Let's not be crazy here. It's not bad. I saw people playing it, so I somehow know what happens. Ah, I see. I see. I had the same worry, but the reason why they dragged out Midgar actually made sense in hindsight. Okay. I mean, I'm assuming that the general story will still stay the same though, right? Because they are remaking it. Oh man, speaking of Final Fantasy 17, maybe we should watch the movie. 17-7. Maybe we should watch the movie sometime. That it's been a while. Sephi Watt's Clone Gang. It's really fun and gets on sale quite often. Okay. I'll see if I can catch the next sale then. They completely changed the ending of the first part. Oh, interesting. Advent Children? Yes, we should watch Advent Children together. Is what I'm saying. You know, when I was younger, you know, we had this thing in the car. This was like before, you know, you could do everything on a smartphone. And we had this thing that could like play DVDs inside of your car, and like it's like strapped to the back of like the seat and stuff. And Advent Children was like one of the main movies I'd always watch in the back of the car whenever we'd go on like road trip to France or whatever. More worried by the fact it's now directed by the Kingdom Hearts dude. Oh, haven't watched in a long time. Yes, we should watch it together. Oh, it's a remake in the same time that Shattered Memories was a remake of 1. Okay. Okay, that intrigues me. That's got me kind of curious. Worst part, I watched Advent Children knowing nothing about Final Fantasy. Oh my god, what were your impressions, not knowing what was happening at all? I only know funny man with long sword that his team goes Sephi Watt. No, but please tell me, yeah, how was that for you? Did you derive enjoyment from this movie? Like, not understanding the fan service? Because I am kind of curious. Man, when Rufus showed up, you must have been so confused, right? God, I loved Rufus though. He was like one of my favorites. He had a cool design too. It couldn't be helped. It was just cool. But man, watching that without knowing the game must have been very confusing. Me and my friends are JRPG guys. We had played Final Fantasy and then F game. Oh, that's me watching the gameplay of the PSG game with Clouds. Watching Crisis Core. Watched Advent Children with my parents 10 years ago. We thought it looked very cool. Oh, it's actually on TV where you guys are at? Lucky. Yeah, I mean, now I think about it, I'm pretty sure my mom watched it with me. I guess she liked it as well. I guess she must have enjoyed it too. I don't remember her disliking it. She probably must have thought it was just like, the graphics are nice, you know? Feel bad for Rufus, one of the only two. Same man, yeah. I feel that. He must be suffering. We only knew some of the basic Final Fantasy when we started watching it. Yeah, I can imagine that would be a bit of a confounding experience if you don't really know what's happening. Okay, this can go... wait. Which layer was this? This layer can go in here. Where's this? Is there even anything on this layer? Use this layer, we're deleting it. There we go. Okay, this can go into this folder. Okay, that's the hair. Oh, actually looks pretty cool with dark hair too. Actually looks more cohesive with the dark hair. But that's not what 13-year-old me would have wanted, so we're back to blonde. Like the scene where Aerith appears and she tells something to Cloud. I was like, who is she? I can imagine. She wasn't there the entire movie and then she's just there. Imagine if you need to save the world, but the only research you have at your disposal is an evil corporation staffed by psychos, right? Like, what are you supposed to do? Okay, let's go to the wing. Wing 1. And let's just do some simple shell shading on this as well. No Rufus' problem, but at least the Turks listen to him. Yeah. Yeah. Man, I loved Shinra. They were like the coolest villains ever when I was younger. And it's like, I want to be them. I want to join them. I mean, of course, if we're talking about this OC, she would have absolutely joined Shinra and then betrayed them for Sephiroth. And, you know, Genova and such. And Shinra would have thought that she was like one of the secret agents and they would need to extract the DNA, but then she would also get like corrupted by the materia and the Sephiroth genes and so on. She would have been part of the secret branch of Turks, yeah. She would have been like the secret weapon, much like Sephiroth was gonna be. And, you know, she would have been part of the experiments that they made. It would have been glorious. And eventually she would, of course, work alongside Sephiroth, but, you know, also Vincent at the same time. The experiment, add more wings. I mean, where do you think the wings came from, you know? Oh no, they find her in a field, but like with wings, and they're like, holy shit, she must be one of the ancients. And then they like take her back to the lab and put her in the test tube next to Genova, and then like Sephiroth sees her, and Sephiroth is like, whoa, whoa, I I need some of that. She's more powerful than Sephiroth. He only had one wing. She has two. Beware our secret weapon, an angsty teenager with way too many magic powers and no consequences for their use. Exactly. That there's not like a secret weapon that will absolutely do their evil bidding, because she will join the evil team depending on who's the hottest in the game. How are you cuties doing? Hi there, Yukia. How are you doing? Hope you've had a good week. Right now we're working on this beauty. My 13-year-old VTuber self-insert OC. It's a wild ride. We're doing good. My Sephiroth has one wing. Joe stole the other one. Okay, guys. Choose which side has the hottest guy. Exactly. There's sometimes compromise can be made, and she will like switch back and forth without either side knowing. And she'll be on both sides. Like, this is a rare occasion, but on the event that the good side has like a hot guy too. Yeah, it's usually the evil side though, so you know. Things just work out the way they do. Because that's just how the way it is. So High Fantasy Three's company. Yeah, basically. just sneaking out at night and going back to the evil side, and then during the day working with the good guys. Thank you for the hydrate and the stretch. And the meow, hold on. There you go. Best stories are where there are hot guys on both sides, exactly. You get it. Ideally, in an ideal world. I mean, also, once again, I will say it's all about the distribution of the color purple. Like, if the color purple is there, I was probably into it. And then they schedule a meeting at the same time, so Jo has to keep excusing herself to the ladies. Yeah, like it gets very complicated when they're in the same battle. Though I'm sure she would work something out. Like, and I mean, if worst comes to worst, she just loses control of the powers and gets like brainwashed by the evil guy. So you know, she has an excuse. Hello, game. How you doing? I remember one story where the evil guy was super hot and trying to seduce the hero, and the hero was like, "Bro, I'm a lesbian." Oh no! I mean, in that case, it's not going to be very effective now, will it? Man, it's been so long since I've drawn wings. It's kind of nostalgic. Like shading them in now, I'm like, ah yes, the wings of the past. The Warhammer Fantasy campaign I'm running as the main deck is group wear purple cloaking. Should I draw evil? Yes! Please, please add me to your Warhammer campaign. Please, I'm begging you. And tell me how it goes. Because that sounds really funny, please. I'm fine, but what's this drawing? It's confusing me a lot. That's a perfectly natural, understandable reaction. And the fact that it confuses you means you're like of sound state of mind, and I'm proud of you. I 3D print this Joe, put there on the board and say this is God. For your clarification though, GameC, what we're doing today is drawing a VTuber for 13-year-old me. Here's a list of things 13-year-old Joru would have wanted in a VTuber. She was a huge Chuuni bro, so basically everything, every power, a lot of wings, mostly the color purple, gems. She's a vampire, also an elf, a demon, a fairy, but mostly a vampire. And also, she has evil personalities, and Merrick from Yu-Gi-Oh! Is there. That's basically what you're looking at today. We did the line art last weekend, and today we're trying to get the coloring done. 3D print this Joe and put it on the board and say, this is God, and everybody claps. You don't balance it. How do you balance? It just works. The only god I let into the Space Marines, yeah. The Space Marines have a new god, and it's me. And you don't have to balance it. Like, you use the Joe figure. Like, if any of your players start being that guy, you pull out Joru and be like, and now you've been smitten. You were banished from this world through the power of the ultimate hero of all time. It's your Deus Ex Machina for any situation you need. Joe is the emperor of mankind's crush. Yes. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. Exactly. If you ever feel like your players are getting a little bit too uppity, you just throw this figurine at them. and they're not going to be able to do anything about it. It'll already be over. Joe is the creator of Deus Ex Machina. Joe is the Deus Ex Machina. She is the living embodiment. The skeleton on the throne blushed when he saw her. Yes. No, well, my players are peasant, a grave hope and a boatman. They're not going to do shit. Aww. Oh no, no sea-buns. No sea-buns today. It's a drawing stream. Sea-buns make Sai lag too much, and then I won't be able to draw, unfortunately. So, alas, the sea-buns must stay off during the draws. You can still use the follower emote if you want to just, like, throw a sea-bun in spirit. You know. Just to get the vibe across. God, I'm laughing so much I'm crying. Hold on, I need to wipe my eyes so I won't be able to see what I'm drawing anymore. Okay, I can mostly see again. Okay. You're welcome, thank you. Hold on, wiping my eyes. Okay, I think I'm good. Okay, applying a texture to the wing, of course. Eats himself as Joe is there's no sea buns. Please eat yourself at me. I will catch you in my arms or my wings, depending. Which one would you prefer? Which Joru are you eating yourself at? This is what my poor wife has to deal with every day. Pray for her. I I pray for her luck, and also many tissues to wipe away her happy tears. Is there any trap spells in her magic arsenal? I mean, it will be cool and you don't need to trap. Oh, of course she has trap spells. Like, she has every single magic. So, naturally, trap cards are included. If you have an ability in mind, she has it. It's now canon. Just do what I said. 3D print a Seabound, print a Puxi of Chuuni, enjoy the throw. That's fair. That works precisely. I mean, if you guys wanna put 13-year-old Joru in your campaigns, I will upload a high quality PDF and you can like print your own mini. Just tape it to a piece of cardboard and put it on your desk. You won't need a 3D printer. You can just like tape it to whatever cardboard you have lying around. And I'm sure it will work out. Right, I was gonna add a texture here too. There we go. I'm doing digital on Roll20 personally. Even easier, you can just like pop on there. Make buns out of cardboard. So Joe has the same stats as the Lady of Pain in Playscape. Exactly. Now you're getting it. But I mean, if the players need to deal with her, just know that she's very weak to brainwashing. See, so you know you can let the evil forces deal with her, but then you might have to fight her anyway because she'll be like on the bad guys team. So that might work against your favor. Joe, this looks so good. Thank you. I am sincerely trying to make this work. Okay, I am trying to make these colors work together somehow. Wait, that's too dark. Weak to brainwashing, but only when it's dramatic. Exactly. For the drama. And it doesn't work very well when there's no hot guys on the evil side. I will put that disclaimer in. So Jor counts as a creature of Call of Cthulhu? Yeah, of course he does. You're succeeding, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, she is a bit of an eldritch god if you consider how powerful she is. It kind of makes sense. It really only makes sense that she's a bit of an eldritch being, toying with all his mortals. Yeah, she's Cthulhu's crush. Oh yeah, Cthulhu has like the hots for her big time. Which means he actually does her bidding. So actually, if you want to calm down Cthulhu, she can come in front of him and like plead for him dramatically in a very anime way to come to his senses and stop destroying Earth. Okay, best I can do to not generate too much mood whiplash is 13-year-old search for with way higher stats and spells than she should, but she has no armor and she fails the casting rolls for her spell by more than 10%, she explodes. Go for it. The magic goes out of control in a very, very dramatic way. That I think that would work. Joe, everyone crush, exactly. You're starting to understand. Also, I will say, though, she does need like to have advantage to charm. She's very hard to resist. To keep it thematic though, at the universe, it'll be Batwing still on Bard. Yeah, I think that would be good. But could you make it at least 4 Batwings? Like I am asking for a sufficient amount of wings. Jersey's 13. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Only 2 other 13-year-olds. But I am going to have to insist on the 4 bat wings though. Minimum of 4. I can put 8 wings if you want. Given her stat base, she'll be so mutated to shit. I'll have to play his own constitution stat just being in the same room. Excellent. That's what I like to hear. That's the biblical Joru. Accurate to biblical Joru, where it's hard to gaze upon her. You're just less than 4 wings. She will find you and add them herself using your bones. Thank you. I will take the 8 wings. It is very important. She's irresistible, but only to hot people. If you're ugly, you're safe. You're starting to get it. Okay, let's add some of these. Okay, let's see if we want to change the color on this slightly. Who I'm safe then? I'm kidding them for you. Okay, good. You better be kidding. You better be kidding. Mikey, how you doing? What's up, Mikey? Hope you've had a good week. Please enjoy this hot mess. And that's we're coloring today. I'm at work watching. If I get fired, I'm holding. No, don't get fired, Mikey. Please, I need you to have a job. I can't let my little brother get fired. Big B Jess, thank you. Hi, how you doing? Hope you've had a good day. Hello to you. Can you give us an example of the most damaging spells in one trap spell? Most have the. I mean, think of basically every elemental blast, but like times 10. So she definitely has one that's like powerful enough to explode a planet. That's inherited from her father, who's Frieza from Dragon Ball. That's something we sometimes forget about this character, but her father is Frieza from Dragon Ball Z. And that's also something that it's easy to forget. I forget half the time. Anyway, sure, I gotta go. Sleepy time. Sleep tight. Have sweet bunny dreams. If you get fired and blame Joe and timing you out, you'll find a new job. I'm say so. Yeah, Mikey so say so. By the way, Mikey, have you gotten pegged yet? Speaking of say so. Everyone having a blast here. So good. Thank you. Warhammer Fantasy has a bolt spell that if it kills target, spawns a demon out of... She should have that. She should use that. I'm just saying. Sorry, could you repeat that? Mikey, have you been pegged yet? Speaking of say so. Anyway, take care, everyone. Oh, you too. Take care. Sleep tight. And we'll see if I see another about that stream. I hope Joru, this Joru will appear in your dream. I thought Margin was stronger than Frieza. No, that doesn't matter, because Frieza is cooler, and 13-year-old me wanted him to be my father. For some ungodly reason. No comment. Aww. Virtual Vapor, thank you for the hydrate. That's right, Mikey. You'd never want to be pegged, right? That's not you. That's not who you are. Okay. Bonk. No, don't bonk me. I said nothing. I was just saying that he wouldn't do that. He'd never. Ever. You know, so there's no reason to bonk. Only two people can peg me, Echo and Joel. But Joby, it'll take a long time to achieve your goals, but keep working towards it, Mikey. One day you'll do it. It's so funny though because you have all the other siblings at Moshi Studio, you know, that they would love to peg you, but you're aiming for the stars, where the alien resides. One day, not. Like if you say sentence above the drawing, you might find a third person. Oh, that's true. Mikey, would you like to summon a demon with us? Because I have the spell right here. So say it with me. Kiyaka Kali Kali, Ref Ahimi Mia. I summon you to appear before me now. Seriously though, give her dark fire and you twilight. I mean, I was just when I accidentally hit the like hair layer like earlier, I was like, oh, she looks really cute with like dark purple hair. Like the dark purple hair makes it look so much more cohesive. Like it actually looks like a decent character design now. But unfortunately, it has to stay blonde because that's what 13-year-old me would have wanted. It's the one thing we can't do. Though we might be able to give her purple highlights later. Purple. I mean, 13-year-old me literally had purple highlights, so that's an option we can still add if we feel like it. Like like just add a few add a few strands here and there, but that's for later maybe. Actually, wait, let me just experiment a little with that. Problem is that like using purple will kind of blend into the everything else, so using that kind of stuff might not be the wisest move. But I could have it like ease into purple at the bottom. Yeah, no. Maybe. Maybe at the bottom it's actually quite nice. There we go. I'll keep it on at the bottom. But yeah, damn, she actually looks really good with like the darker hair. It actually makes the design work a lot better. I mean, let me actually check the wing real quick. Because it does kind of blend with the hair right now. But if I give her a white wing, like a more bluish wing, that might actually help synergize this design a little better. Because right now, I worry that the yellow might be too close to her hair color. So maybe it's actually better to have a more this color wing. Let's go with that. Like, no offense to blondes, they're really cute, but 13-year-old Sandwich was really into dark hair. Oh, no, I believe you. You had Sailor Mars and Tifa working for you, so... Like, I started drawing more OCs with dark hair later, but that was mostly out of an attempt to not make them blatant self-inserts as much. So I started to give my OCs like brown hair or purple hair or black hair. Hope I had no chance. You never stood a chance. It's true, the dark-haired ladies were coming. You played straight into their hands. Then when I met my wife, it was over. I was doomed. Oh no, not doomed to a life of marital bliss and a really cute wife. The worst fate of all. Okay. I do want a little bit of highlight on the tips. especially because it's the darker wing. I'm probably gonna mess with the colors a teensy bit in a second. Balance it out a little bit more. Yep. Get rid of this sound. Doomed to a life of love and snuggles. Oh no, my one weakness. Not the snuggles. I actually used to be like a very cuddly person, like with all my friends as well. But then like one day somebody told me it was weird and I kind of stopped. But like I was just cuddly in general. A dark-haired cutie is in my life forever now, or until she stops dyeing her gray. Then I'll start getting things for silver-haired girls. Aww, I bet. I mean, silver-haired girls are like even fancier and more legendary in anime. I've been snuck crucified. Yeah. It was like, oh, okay. I stopped doing. But I think it's mostly because I just grew up in a very cuddly household. Like all of us were always just like all over each other on the couch, just like cuddling on the blankets and stuff. That makes me want to hug and cuddle you just for the fact someone called it weird. Oh, it's okay. It's like long ago now. And if anything, it's not like Japan is a very cuddly society. It would definitely be weird here. So, um, in the end, I guess it worked out. My wife is the same with cuddles. She's in her own world, the self-styled cuddle slut. Exactly, I'm the same. I just want to cuddle and like hold somebody. Like I still sleep with plushies because it's more comfortable that way. I just want to hug something at all times. It's better like that. God, is that the Juuna? The top tier hacking beautiful streamer? Hi there, Midnight. How you doing? Hope you've had a good week so far. It is indeed Juuna. I hope you're doing well. I'm currently trying to make this work. Like all the stuff that's going on here, I'm trying to make it work. My wife knew you IRL. She would take advantage of your cuddle urge. Let's go. Let's go. Okay. Now let's reduce that a little. There we go. Then check the colors. Make it a little colder. A little darker. No, that's too dark. It's too dark. Rainbowing. Sorry. Don't mind me. There we go then. There's another wing. Well, seeing you work on this just makes me want to hire you to make character portraits. Like this. with just as many wings, or oh, by the way, Midnight, if you were to put yourself somewhere, I should ask, would you call yourself lawful good, neutral good, chaotic good, lawful Merrick, neutral Merrick, or chaotic Merrick, lawful eye patch, neutral eye patch, or chaotic eye patch? Where would you put yourself on the Merrick eye patch goods chart? Let me add that bit for you, one sec. I inflict cuddly violence on cats. That's what I wish I could have a pet in Japan. I really do. I would get a cat. Cat or a dog. I used to have dogs when I was younger, but I love cats as well, and they're a little bit easier to keep in Japan because there's not really a good place to like walk your dogs. So I'd probably go for a cat, but this is a moot point because my apartment does not allow pets, as do most apartments in Japan. So it's not an option for me. Dora does fit into the category, but also just for Yuki and Kyoshin. True, true. Okay. I'm putting off working on the clothes because even on a normal day, clothes are often my least favorite part to shade. And these clothes are a mess. So I'm like, do I want to work on the clothes? My place doesn't allow pets or kids, so my wife and I will need to move before we have kids. Ooh. I'm not used to places not allowing kids, but I guess it's because I might have been in Japan too long, where places will give you a discount if you have kids, because, government sponsored programs will get you cheaper rent. But I guess, like in other countries, like kids are more often considered a no-no in apartments. How do I want to do this wing? Yeah, Japan's an aging population as a problem. Yup. I mean, it's not gonna get better soon unless they make a couple of other changes, but theoretically, you can get cheaper rent in a lot of places. If you're either have kids, are planning to have kids, or like are a couple who will tell the government that they're planning to have kids. I don't fall under any of those. So I unfortunately don't qualify for any sweet discounts. Like I keep hearing friends whenever I tell them like, oh, we could just lie and say we're gonna have them and get a discount. I'm like, yeah, but my dudes, I'm not even in a relationship. I can't even lie about this. I live alone. There's only so much I can do. Should I make the inner wing a different color? Probably not that one. It looks bad. Red? What did I used to do? Let me check my old webcomic. What did old Joru do for demon wings? I guess this is the most efficient way of finding out. Let me take a look. Okay, yeah. Younger Joru did dark red on the inside, so I guess that's what we're doing. Feels a bit risky if you don't have permanent residency. I mean, that too. But does it have to be a biological or is adoption fine? I'm actually not sure about those rules. I'm guessing like adopted is probably fine. If they live with you, I'm guessing. I mean, not like I'm in a position to adopt though. I don't earn that much. Here we go, dark red on the inside. I guess that's what younger Joru would have done. Dark purple outside, red on the inside. Joru adopts Anya for cheaper rent. I mean, if I had an Anya, I'd reconsider. Because Anya is the cutest. I will admit. You show your OC to paper Joe. Everyone in the world, creatures display each other bright and colored things to indicate the search for a mate. It's always nature intended. Oh, that's what I was supposed to do. I shouldn't have kept it to myself when I was a child. I should have just showed it to everyone. And Haku explained to me before that adoption can be either really in your favor or pain. Yeah, it's a bit complicated in Japan. My wife was getting me a little baby crazy lately, but Anya is making me baby crazy. I understand. I mean, it doesn't help that like Twilight and Yor are like the perfect family. Like, damn. I think it makes everybody like yearn for a family just a little bit. With like how damn cute just all of them are. Like I've already seen like all the Shinzo Abe memes. Like everybody watch Spy X Family. Like don't you want a family now? I mean, it's doing a better job than Darling in the Franxx is, so it's got that going for it. I mean, if I was very authentic to my 13-year-old self, I would be coloring this entire thing with the Dodge and Blur tool. Nymph, how you doing? Hope you've had a good week so far. It's finally Friday. The work week's nearly over. And we're coloring this hot mess today. Where's the arm blades? They're right here. Here's one and here's the other. Don't worry, they're there. And they're gonna be made of digital data. And give it a moment. Actually, we can do that after we finish this wing. We can do the arm blades. So you guys will finally have an idea of what I mean when I say digital data. You'll finally understand. Now I feel like I should quickly do a little bit of color adding to the line arts. Why do I have so many stuff on this line art layer? What's all this doing here? What's all this doing here? Why do I have a multiply layer? I don't need this. Why is there a color layer? Don't need this. Why is this overlay here? Oh, wait, that's the eyes. Hold on, putting it back. I was really shocked the directions my family took. I came expecting Cowboy Bebop, but I got us Full House with the occasion of that body. Is it gonna be like Kingdom Hearts? Not quite. I think I'm blind. I don't see arm blades. No, they're right here. Wait, I'll get you the wet circle. Here's one, and here's the other one. Do you see them now? Did you spot them? It's okay. Even if you haven't noticed them yet, we're gonna be coloring them now anyway, so it'll all turn out fine. It'll all be okay. Oh wait, but I was gonna do some stuff with the line art first. Hold up. Blades on the arms, not arms that are blades. No, blades on the arms. Impractical for fighting, but I mean, it's like I said, like an old OC of mine also had shoulder blades like this. Like I just thought this stuff was the coolest thing in the world. Actually, maybe I can show you guys my old OC. Don't you be telling anyone, okay? Where is he? He's probably in one of my folders. But this is what we're gonna be taking inspiration from. Hold on. Speaking of Cowboy Bebop, who wants to watch party? Oh, I'd love to watch party Cowboy Bebop. Yeah, this is my old OC with arm blades. So this is where we're getting the inspiration from. As you can see, They also have the upper arm blades. This is also what I mean by digital data. It's made out of bits. Yeah. And of course she has a midriff, of course. I wouldn't miss it for the world. Nice house slippers. I mean, isn't he the coolest? I should tweet her someday. And of course purple. Purple, purple. Very purple. Okay, okay. Goodbye. Goodbye. We get back to business. Okay. Wait. How should I make this glow? Mm, I guess like brighter in the middle, more colorful on the outsides. Tifa also gave me a thing for midwaves. Damn you, Tifa. It was an era where everything had a midwave. Can't explain why, but my guts say she keeps slicing her arms with her weapons. No, no, no. It's extremely practical. It just works. Don't question it. It just works. they they are made for looking cool and being extremely cool. You know. So in the end, it just winds up working. Are we not in an era where everything has a midriff? I feel like anime has moved away from it a little bit. Like, it definitely used to be much more of a trope than it is now in both anime and games. Like, there was definitely an era where every single female main character had a midriff. And I feel like that era has passed slightly. But I'm not sure. I'm sure there's like still games that are doing it. It's all about ties now, exactly. It's about the forbidden area, the Zettai Ryokai, um, the zone, the tie gap. And by tie gap, I mean, of course, this part. Like, if we are to believe like the Atelier Waisa, people love themselves a good tie. The ankles haven't come around yet, I think. I feel like the ankles will have their day. I mean, I guess they already had their day in the Victoria era, so they don't really need to have their day anymore. They've had their moment in the spotlight. Don't get me wrong, ties are nice. I miss the golden age of midriff style. Me too. Those were nostalgic times. We still honor the midriff team with mandatory beach episode. Exactly. The midriff has its moments where it gets to come back, just for the beach episodes. That is true. Okay, let's start making things glowy. Even when the ghost shows tummy, it's high waisted, which is discount tummy. That's true. We we've suddenly come by the golden era of showing tummy and showing the waist. We live in a sad era where there's much less of it now. The dark ages, as they might say, as dark as the insides of the high waisted pants. Funny enough, though, as much as I like midriffs, only two of my characters have it. Yeah, I admit that, like, I guess in more modern designs, I haven't used them as much, but I secretly still enjoy them quite a bit. Okay, let me add more shiny. Uh, there we go. And add some fuzziness to that. And the most important thing is changing the line art color though, because that will be what makes the shiny effect more convincing. I should have put this on a separate layer, like the fairy wings though, to make my life easier. Oh well, it's too late for that now. As a 20-year-old DM, a 20 plus year DM, I made literally thousands of characters in my time, none of which would really call my OCs. Yeah, I mean, there's a difference between making like an NPC that you're gonna throw at your players and like an OC of your own, if you ask me. I think that's true. Like, I have some NPCs that have come close, but usually I'm just like using them to further the story, and then not much again. Like, I got the characters I used to play in campaigns, like something close to my OCs. Like, I don't think I ever showed him on screen, but I should be able to find him in my folders. I have a tiefling character who I definitely took some inspiration from Dungeon Meshi or Delicious in the Dungeon, for those who know it. And basically, his whole concept is that he wants to become like a great monster chef. Like he wants like basically asked DM if I could like take ingredients from all the characters we kill. So he can like experiment with cooking. So one day he can open his own restaurant and become the greatest monster chef of all time. It's probably in this folder. Hold on. Under. Would I have saved it under Tiefling or his name? Is the question. Oh yeah, there he is. Found him. Meet Kies the Cook. The name is a pun on Kiss the Cook. So you know, if you say it with a French accent, it's like Kies the Cook. That was the idea behind the name. I remember one of my players once threw all the recurring NPCs in my World of Darkness meta campaign and was shocked. Whoa! Yeah, he has a cool tail. Yeah, this is my beloved D&D character. I only got to play him like 3 times before the group had to disband because half the people are leaving the country. But I still like him. I think he's very cool, and one day he'll open up his restaurant. I believe in him. I mean, that said, speaking of Tabletop Go, I got something in the planning. I mean, you're probably not gonna see it for a few weeks, but I got invited to a group, and we're gonna play Necronica, which is like a not super well known Japanese system, but I read through the guidebooks and stuff today, and it looks really cool. Can I draw him as a cameo? Absolutely, go for it. Please let him, if you are drawing him, like, know that he is always trying to taste new things, new monster ingredients, even when it might fail. So I guess that's like what you need to know about him. I put too many colors in the same layer here. Oops. Oopsie. Okay. I call it the meta campaign because we played pretty much all of the World of Darkness campaigns and they all took place in the same continuity and was secret part of a giant overarching story. That's so cool. Yeah, you need to draw him and start trying out the dubious ingredients. That's basically what I'm saying. I'm afraid to say he would in fact taste the sea bun. In the one campaign I got to play him, he did eat part of the mermaids. But those weren't very human mermaids though. They were kind of like really monstrous, so you know. You know. It's different. They were like more like fish than they were like humans, so not quite the same. Let me put while we're here, also do the color for the wings. A little darker. Okay. I don't think we need to change the color on the other wing that much, but let me do the hair as well while we're here. Because the hair does have a couple of parts that need some adjusting. There we go. Now we've made those bits of pieces of the line art a little softer. It looks a little nicer that way. At least in this style. Sometimes I keep very pure black line arts. But sometimes I think colored line art makes it nicer. It spent 6 campaigns with one shared continuity, Vampire Hunter, Werewolf, Maeve, Orpheus, and one final End of the World, all battle finale. Nice! Each campaign I would introduce something that seems straightforward but got complex as they made further on. Like in Vampire, they barely made out alive when they were attacked by a monstrous werewolf. Survived by crushing it under a falling tram car. Nice! That sounds really cool. I love when campaigns can actually run really long. I've unfortunately only ever been in fairly short campaigns because, well, it's either groups like not being able to schedule things or the unfortunate nature of living in another country and people leaving all the time. But I love hearing the stories of people when they had like a really long campaign and they actually managed to play it out all the way to the end to like a natural conclusion. 1 year later in Hunter, one of the Hunter players finds a man crushed under a tram car and gets him to the hospital. His name was Daniel and he's a botanist that cared for the tree in the national park. They find out he's a werewolf and he explains the threat. Ooh, that sounds so cool. I mean, without giving too much away yet, and I mean, I honestly don't know that much yet. The game I'll be playing in is basically about zombies in like a wasteland, but they're not like traditional zombies. They actually still have their memories of like when they were alive, and they like have their own mind and stuff, and they're basically trying to fight against the necromancer that raised them or something like that. And that's basically the whole concept of Necronica. And I haven't played it before, but I'm quite excited to try it. 1 year later in Werewolf, we find out that the Spotney experience is a cover. The trees in Natural Park are... That's on the thread and falling to crisp. Ooh! He thought the vampires from the first game were the agents of corruption, and the vampires did burn the trees, but to enrage the werewolves? Oh no! They didn't even know what they were doing. Uh-oh. They didn't know what happened. What they'd unleashed. I'm losing my mind over how cool that is. That's super cool. 1 year later in Mage, we found out that the vampires that burned the tree got the idea from evil wizards. Nice. I mean, evil wizards are the best wizards, arguably speaking. I will make the bold claim. We'll get back to line arting these parts later. But now we have a little bit more color in our line arts, which is quite nice to have. When you're late in Orpheus, we found out that the fire opened a gateway to the land of the dead from the damage of the spiritual networks. One monster counter. That's so cool. That's awesome. I love when you have like continuity like that. I think one of my favorite things that I've done during my DMing career was like when I basically had like one episode, well, one part of the campaign, like the arc inspired by Osmosis Jones and Cells at Work, where the group basically had to like shrink down super small to go inside the body because the major had been acting weird, but like to control him from within. The bad guy had actually shrunk themselves and gotten into their brain quite literally to like place their control. They basically set up shop inside the mayor's brain with like magic artifacts and stuff. And even like the cells themselves were like corrupted, so like the players could like basically recruit the red and the white blood cells to like work for them. I thought it was like a really fun little thing that we did. That was, and the players really enjoyed it as well. I think that was like one of the favorite arcs for them as well. The players felt like assholes for cheering that they crushed that werewolf in hindsight. Oh no. Okay, we do need to start wrapping up soon, but before we do that, I actually want to finish the arm blades, so let me just do some of that real quick. Poor Daniel, what did we do? Oh, poor Daniel. Okay, and to do like a quick little effect, I just wanna start writing out some binary. Though I'm gonna write it at random, so this will probably mean nothing at all. Wait, is this the right size roughly? That's too small. Yeah, that's okay. We can resize it anyway. My meta campaign was full of things like that. Nice. Yup. Okay. I'm just gonna spam some random ones and zeros. Okay, some of these are looking too much like each other. They're not random enough. Okay, going back in, changing some of the random zeros. Okay, let me change the font though. Yeah, she was always part robot, but we weren't sure how to express that. Because remember, she had the chip from Mega Man, from like when she was evil in Mega Man as well, which let them control her. So this is for that. We're gonna put them on the blades. Okay, now let's put this into the blades on this side. Make that a bit smaller though, a little bit more condensed. There we go. Hang on, let me get the spreadsheet. Need to add more percentages. Oh yeah, don't forget to update the spreadsheet accordingly, okay? And this is all very important. What's the more efficient version to do this with? Let's see. Yeah, something like that. And then clip that too. Erase this area. There we go. Add some dragon and we can get over 1000%. Oh, you thought she wasn't a dragon? Because I will inform you that's her her shapeshifter form in Harry Potter is a dragon, so there's that. She can turn into one. You know how they have the animals? She can turn into a dragon. I forgot what it's called though. Okay, let's add some on this side. Yeah, of course she's a Hogwarts student too. Like, at least in one of the multiverses, she did attend Hogwarts as well. And it only makes sense that way. Couldn't just miss out on her education, you know? I mean, not like she particularly needed to learn. But she's mostly there to change into a dragon, mostly. Mostly to change into a dragon. There we go. And now we have our beautiful blades. She's somehow still in Ravenclaw. Oh, no. There you've got it wrong. She's Ravenclaw. She's pure Ravenclaw because 13-year-old me was a nerd. and proud of it. 13-year-old me was a star. 100% on every test student. So 100% Ravenclaw. I know it's a surprise. But Ravenclaw all the way. She does add purple to her outfit though. Okay. I think we're gonna have to leave the clothes and all the gems for another day. But we got we didn't get all the wings shaded. We haven't shaded the fairy wing and the boot wings, but we are already a little over time, so we should be starting to wrap it up. But I think it's quite beautiful. I think we need just but one more stream to finish her off, probably. I'm still thinking we might have to add like a really crunchy PNG of Merrick in the background just from the anime, because that might be funnier. but that's a consideration for another day. For now, this is what we've got. Hold on, let me grab my leap motion back so I can wave a proper goodbye. Definitely need the crunchy PNG. Yeah, 3 steams for this glorious dumps of fire. That's the plan. Hold on. Can't use the USB anymore. There we go. Yo. I have hands. There they are. Okay, so I'm not streaming on my own channel this weekend, but I will note that I'll be doing 2 collabs with Echo. One of them will be super early in the morning for me tomorrow, which is probably still Friday for you guys. Of course, I will announce it in the Discord as per usual, but I think this will be the first time I'm streaming at 7 a.m. Joey's gonna use this as a PNG tuber for April Fools. I should. Today was a ton of fun. Thank you. But basically tomorrow, I'm hanging out with Echo and Hal on Echo stream. She's gonna do like a bit of a just chatting interview situation. It's her first try, so if you can make it, please support her. We're gonna have a lot of fun. If you want to submit questions, you can still do that. I think on the Twitter post or our Discord. I'll retweet the Twitter post again, but you can also just like pop questions in the chat, you know, if you want to. I hope I can make it. I hope so too. It will be at a very different time from usual. And then on Sunday, it's actually Echo's anniversary stream. Her 1-year anniversary of having a live 2D model. And I'll be joining like a very big prop hunt collab with like a bunch of other friends. And it should be fun, it should be chaotic. I think it's 10 a.m. for my time, so I get to sleep a little bit more. If I have the energy to stream after any of those, I might do a surprise stream, but chances are I'll just fall asleep to Echo's anniversary stream instead. So no promises there. I'll put up the schedule later. And yeah, that's basically the weekend plans. I hope all of you have a good weekend too. Have a good time, have a good day, and you can make it through this final Friday. You're nearly there. You got it. I believe in you. It'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Next week we'll finish off this. One way or another, we'll finish this off. Don't do a surprise stream. Let yourself rest. No rest. But yeah, we'll finish this off next week. One way or another. There'll also be more of the Marching Forest game. I'll probably start ahead in time. So there's a bunch of fun stuff coming up. Basically, is what I'm saying. Okay. Now, as I say that, let me go find somebody to wait. I did see a meow. Hold on, Mochi. 1 second. There you go. I was just meowing as I waited for Twitch to load. Let's see. Who shall we wait today? Oh, okay. There's a couple of people streaming right now. We could wait Emi-chan, who's playing Little Nightmares. And Little Nightmares is a very fun game, so I hope you enjoy it. Have a great night and day, Joe and Chat. Stay safe and hydrated. That goes for you as well, okay? Didn't redeem any meows because my wife is already at work. Aw, that means you wouldn't be able to enjoy it. I understand. I understand completely. Okay, let me just... Oh, Twitch is slow. Okay, now please pop up on the recommended channels. Please, please, please. Emmy. Oh no, it didn't pop up when I type Emmy. I have to go check her username. Come on, one more try. Come on, Twitch. I believe in you. Oh, you're so slow today. Oh, Emmy-chan TV is what it says. There we go. Please enjoy Little Nightmares. It's a cute game. I like it. Okay, and with that, I can finally say, hold on, let me just scooch over. I can finally say my proper good night. Thank you. I will probably go to bed a little early tonight because, like I said, 7 a.m. collab. I have to get up in time, so you won't see too much of me tonight. I'm gonna go to bed early. See ya. Have a good day, and maybe see you sometime this weekend. Bye bye. Please be nice to Emmy.